Alright, welcome back to another video from the Clark & Addison Gaming Company. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator at the Clark & Addison Gaming Company. And in this game, we're going to show off the new basketball game. Still no name for this one yet. And I was asked if this is going to replace Top of the Key. That's not my plan for it to replace that. They're two totally different games. And so this is something completely different. But what I like about this game is the seasons are pretty easy to produce because the stats and everything are just kind of basic stats, and the formulas are all set up to figure out the different player ratings. And the cards are pretty easy to produce as well. And I can do any seasons in NBA history, and they should line up pretty well as far as I can tell. I've done 3 different eras so far, so 1972, 1986, and this is 2008 in this set here. And we'll have the Utah Jazz against the Toronto Raptors. Really, the thing that takes the most time is getting the appropriate logo for the time period. Otherwise, everything else is pretty good and pretty easy. It flows really well. So pretty excited about this game, and let's go ahead and play out a full game. So I'm expecting this to take about an hour or so, and we'll just have to continue to see how timing works out. Let's just go over the starting lineups. I'm going to play a little bit, and then I'll break down what I'm doing. As I get into particular situations, I'll just show you how those are resolved. Darren Williams at the point for Utah, the visiting Jazz. Ronnie Brewer, the shooting guard. Andre Kirilenko is a small forward. Carlos Boozer is the power forward. And Mehmet Okur is the center. We do have some rotation pieces up here that we'll put into the game at different times. Jose Calderon for the Raptors is the starting point guard. Jamario Moon is, I got these guys all mixed up. So this should be Parker, the shooting guard, and Jamario Moon is a small forward. Andre Bargnani, excuse me, Andre Bargnani is the power forward, and Chris Bosh, the great Chris Bosh, very long and very tall center for the Raptors. He will be at the center position. We're going to be playing 12-minute quarters, and the quarters are going to be broken up into 40 possessions per quarter. So that's how we're going to play this one out. And we've got a lot more players over here. They're just not going to figure into the rotation. I will be keeping stats. I'm not sure. I'm going to do rotations. I'm going to keep fouls, but I'm not going to keep personal fouls in this one that lead to like needing to change players out and stuff like that. I'm not quite prepared. Maybe as I get a few more games under my belt, I can begin to add in some of those types of things. And even for yourself, if you just want to start with a starting 5 and not worry about rotations and stuff like that, that's totally understandable. Our players here we have 4 here with 30 plus. That means they should be playing probably, they should be probably playing 8 minutes or 9 minutes per quarter. And so if you played down to the 3-minute mark and made a change, that would probably be right about right for most of these guys. Ronnie Brewer, with the exception, as he and Kyle Carver, they played about half and half. Kyle Korver, sorry about that. Kyle Korver. So we'll see how this one goes. So the first thing we do is the tip, and the tip is going to go 1 to 3 goes to the visiting team, 4 to 6 to the home team. Super easy way to do it. You could also do it like a jump ball. So the way we do a jump ball is we roll 1 die for each of the players. We need to figure out which players. So we'll just call it Bosh and Okur, just for simplicity's sake. And then we roll 1 for Okur, 1 for Chris Bosh. Then we look at their defense ratings. So Bosh, 6 plus 3 is 9. 2 plus 5 is 7, and the tip goes to the hometown team. So we'll do it that way. That's another way that you can do it. That's how we do solve a jump ball. And you can use a tip. A tip is just a jump ball at center court. So Toronto with the ball first. And first we need to roll for which player is going to get the ball. And on our player finder up here, on this roll, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's their position numbers. So similar to the way that you have position numbers in baseball, we have them in basketball too. So it's not any of the explicit players. And if you roll a 6, then that is your choice. So you can make that choice based on any criteria you want. You can simply choose someone. You can make sure that the ball gets fed to the players who score the most, or that you like the most, or that you feel like is a better fit in a situation. If you need a 3, maybe you need to get it to Anthony Parker, for instance. I'm going to pick Chris Bosh just because he is their leading scorer by about double. So we're going to go with Chris Bosh. So now that we have the player, we need to roll all 3. So we have a 2 there, we have a 7 there. So this is 6 plus 1 is 7. Chris Bosh, and then we look at his offensive number. So this is Chris Bosh taking a shot. And a 7 is going to be equal to or less than his number, which means that he makes the shot. Now on a made shot, a 2 doesn't mean anything. So only a 1 or a 6 on a make will mean something. So that's a bucket for Chris Bosh. And I'm realizing I don't have a way to keep score here. Let me go rectify that as I put down 2 for Chris Bosh. All right, now we got a way to keep score over here. And Bosh with the 2 points. Now there's also the ability to roll for the assist, and we're going to say the assist goes to the point guard. That's Calderon. So on a made shot, you can roll for an assist. And again, going to roll for Utah now, who has the ball. Move our possessions 1. We have a 2. That's going to go to Ronnie Brewer, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Ronnie Brewer is going to take the shot. We got a 5. Again, that's equal to or less than his number there. On a make, a 4 doesn't mean anything. So that's going to be a made shot for Ronnie Brewer as he puts the bucket in to tie the game. And the assist goes to 6. That'd be an assist for the center, Okur. And you can tie assists to really to anything that you want. Point guards have 2 on that. You can tie it to the assist numbers. You can just hand out assists as you want. However you want to do that, it's kind of open. So Toronto with the ball. This is going to be Jamario Moon. We have an 8. A double means a 3-pointer. So an 8 is greater than his offensive number. So that 3-pointer is going to miss. And on a miss, we do need to look at this die. So a 3 on a miss is just going to mean nothing. So Moon takes the 3 and misses. And we're back the other way. Again, you're going to assign a defensive rebound. The rebound would go to the point guard. We could do that as well. So Darren Williams with the board. Again, the rebounds go the same way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on a 6, you would choose the high defensive rebounder on the team or on the floor, and that would be Carlos Boozer. So Utah with the ball. This is Ronnie Brewer again, taking the shot. We have a 2. Again, doubles is a 3-pointer. That's less than or equal to 5, but it's also less than or equal to his 3-point number. So that means that Ronnie Brewer has not only made the shot, but he's made a 3-point basket. Again, a 5 on a make is nothing. And so Ronnie Brewer with 5 quick ones, and Utah jumps out to a 5-2 lead. All right, Jose Calderon with the ball. An 8, that's another missed 3. This time we rolled a 6. So on a 6, we have what's called the defensive roll, whether it's a make or a miss. What we're going to do is we're going to roll 2d6 again. It's probably helpful to just roll all 3. So what we're going to do is, since we have a point guard, we're looking at the defensive point guard. We have a 9. We look at the 9 against his defensive rating, and it is greater than his defensive rating, so there's no special plays like a steal or a block shot or anything. So a 9 means that it's going to lead to a fast break. So we'll put 1 possession off the clock, and Utah is going to go in right into a fast break. This should be a miss for Calderon, who misses the 3. You can go with, well, I don't know. I don't do rebounds too much, but you could go with Darren Williams as the rebounder. So we're going to roll for the fast break, and really we only need to look at these 2. A 4 is going to be the player finder. So the first 1 die for the player finder, 1 die for the result on the fast break. So a 4 is going to be the power forward. That's Carlos Boozer. And a 2 is going to be a layup. So Carlos Boozer lays it up on the fast break. And that's how fast breaks are resolved. Pretty easy. So that's going to be another possession. All right, 5. This is going to go down to Chris Bosh. A 6 is going to be a bucket for Chris Bosh. That's 4 points for him. And he's got all of the Raptors points at this point. Mehmet Okur. All right, so an 11 is going to be a miss. A 4 is what we call a rebound battle. So on a missed shot and a roll of 4, then we're going to have what's called a rebound battle. So we need to find the defensive rebounder first, and that's going to be Chris Bosh. So he's battling with Mehmet Okur. You could also roll and have it Ronnie Brewer against Chris Bosh. I just typically like to find the defensive rebounder first, and then whoever the offensive guy is, that makes sense that they would be battling it out. And on a rebound battle, you just need to roll the 2d6s. We have 1 here and 1 here, and just like the jump ball, you add 1 to the player's defensive rating. So Okur is a 6, Bosh is a 7, so the rebound goes to Chris Bosh. So pretty easy to figure out the rebound battles. You'll have a couple of those, but that's a chance for an offensive rebound in the game. And then basically you would reset the offense. A 4 is going to go to Bargnani. And Bargnani has a 12. That's going to be a missed shot. A 5 is going to lead to another rebound battle. This time it'll be the shooting guards. So we have 2 there and 6 there. So 5 and 9. And so Anthony Parker is going to get the offensive rebound. So in that case, we don't move the possession because the possession hasn't changed yet. So Jamario Moon's going to get the shot. 6 is greater than his offensive number. It's a double, so that's a 3-pointer. So that's going to be a missed shot. But on a 2, there's a foul with no free throws. So it's before the shot, and that's just going to be a foul, a team foul on Utah. But no free throws. The ball will stay here, and we won't move the clock yet to the possessions. We're going to go back to Chris Bosh. He's got a 3 that is less than or equal to his offensive number. 4 doesn't mean anything, and so Bosh with all 6 points for the Raptors. And I'm pretty sure that if the Raptors win this game, it's going to be on the back of Chris Bosh. Ronnie Brewer again, another shot. 7 is going to be greater than his number. A miss with a 2 is going to be a non-shooting foul. So the ball will stay here. 6 will go to Carlos Boozer. And that's going to be a bucket for him. 5 is nothing, so Carlos Boozer with 4 points. So you can see that the game moves around pretty quickly. This will be Calderon. Calderon with a 5, that's going to be equal to or less than, so that's a bucket for Jose Calderon. Toronto keeping pace, 8:45 left in the quarter. This will go down to Okur. 3 is going to be a bucket for Okur. As both teams shooting pretty well out of the gate. Coming back the other way, this will be Anthony Parker with the ball, and he is going to score. And on a roll of a 1 is a defensive foul in the act of shooting. So if you miss the shot, you get 2 free throws. If you make the shot, it's a chance for a 3-point play. So obviously we have a make here. His free throw rating is a 10, so anything 2 to 10. And he has a 10, so that's going to be a make. And Anthony Parker with the 2+1 ties the game up with 8:15 left in the first quarter. Andre Kirilenko, and this is going to be a 4. That's a bucket and a foul. And so he goes to the line. He's a 9 on his free throw shooting, so he gets those 3 points right back. 14-11 our score. It's Jamario Moon with the ball. A 6 is going to be a miss. A 4 is going to lead to a rebound battle. This will be the high defensive rebounder, we'll say Carlos Boozer against Bargnani. And then we roll again. 1 here, 1 there. So 7 and 9, Carlos Boozer gets the rebound. So we have a 5. It'll be Mehmet Okur. Okur with a miss. A 5 is going to lead to another rebound battle. This will be the 4s again. And we'll do 1 here for Boozer, 1 for Bargnani. 4 to an 11. So an 11 is greater. That's going to be an offensive rebound for Carlos Boozer. And we'll replay without moving the time clock. In fact, he's going to go straight right back up. And so a 5 is going to be less than his 7. 5 doesn't mean anything on a made shot. So Boozer with the offensive rebound and the putback. It's now 16-11, Utah over Toronto. Anthony Parker here. And that will be a miss, but we have a 6, so we need to roll for our defensive roll. A 6 here is greater than his defensive number, so we're going to go right into a fast break. And the fast break is going to be the small forward with a turnover. So a 6 on a fast break is going to be a turnover. So that will be Kirilenko with his first turnover of the game. And we have 1 for the missed shot. We have 1 for the turnover. And there's no score, obviously. All right, so it's Toronto ball again. This will be Jamario Moon. Moon with a 5 is a miss. A 3 is nothing, so that's just a missed shot. Moon now 0 for his first 2. Toronto coming back. Ronnie Brewer with the shot. And we got a 4, but it's double. So that's going to be a 3-point attempt. And a 4 is greater than his 3-point attempt, but also less than his offensive rating. So it's not going to be a 3-pointer because it's less than his 3-point shot. But it does go in, so that's going to be a 2-point basket with a 1, so that's going to be a foul. So 8 is less than his 9, so Ronnie Brewer with 8 quick points. This will be Jose Calderon. Calderon is going to miss. That was a 7. And so he's going to miss, but it's a 3. And 3 on a miss doesn't mean anything. So 5:45 left. This is going to go to Ronnie Brewer again. Brewer getting a lot of shots early on here. He's going to make that one. Okay, so we have a made basket, but we have a 6 on the defense roll. So a potentially made basket, but a 6 means that we need to roll for the defensive effectiveness, ability, some sort of interference. It's a contested shot. So I'm gonna roll these. I'm gonna check Anthony Parker. If it's a 3 or less, he is actually gonna cause that make to turn into a miss. So it's an opportunity for the defense to do something about a made shot and to, on a contested shot, to make sure that he misses. But it's a 3, and we have a 9, so that shot is going to go in for Ronnie Brewer. And Brewer, hot so far here in this first quarter. We got a 3. This will be Jamario Moon with the ball. He's going to miss, and a miss with a 2 is going to be a non-shooting foul. So that's going to be a foul on Utah, second team foul of the quarter. And we are going to continue with the same possession. This is Chris Bosh with the ball. An 11 is going to be a miss because it's greater than his 7. We're going to have a rebound battle. That'll be Carlos Boozer and Bargnani. So we'll say Carlos Boozer is a 12. Bargnani is a 4. So that's going to go to the defense. So Boozer with another board. We have a 2. Ronnie Brewer. An 8 is a miss. A 3 is nothing. So Ronnie Brewer with a miss. We have a 6. Let's go to Chris Bosh. So we got a double. So that's going to be a 3-point shot. It's less than his 3-point make, and it's less than his offense. So that's going to be a 3-pointer. A 3 doesn't mean anything. And so Chris Bosh steps out for 3. And he has all but 2 points for the Raptors, as it's been a difficult time here. We're going to give the assist to the shooting guard. So that's Parker with the assist. Coming back the other way is Utah. This will be Carlos Boozer. Boozer, a good offensive option. He's going to make that and put it in for 2. He's got 6, 8 in the first quarter. You got a 2 that is Anthony Parker. And this will be a 6 to Anthony Parker. That's a miss, but we have a 1. So he's fouled on the play during the shot. So he's going to get 2 shots, and he misses the first. And he misses the second. Wow, man. That's no good. Pretty good free throw shooter, as he misses both. And it's Utah basketball. Darren Williams finally gets a chance. And this is a 4. 4 is going to be a bucket for Darren Williams. 25-14, 11-point lead for Utah here in the first quarter. Let's get it to Chris Bosh. 7 is going to be a bucket for the big man. Utah basketball. A 6, let's get it back to Darren Williams. And an 8 is going to be a miss, and a 4 on a miss is a rebound battle. So that's going to be between the shooting guards. So we have Ronnie Brewer and Parker. So a 9 against a 4, and that's going to be an offensive rebound for Ronnie Brewer. So we'll stay here on the Utah end. They get the ball to Kirilenko. Kirilenko with doubles, that's a 3-point shot, and that's going to be up and in as Kirilenko drains it for 3. And that takes us to the 3-minute TV timeout, and we're going to get some substitutions here. Who was the assist? The assist to the power forward, Carlos Boozer, with an assist. And let's get our substitutions in. So Kyle Carver, Matt Harpering is going to come in at small forward, and Paul Millsap in at the power forward. Quite a few here for the Raptors. So next time I'll just stop the video and do this. But you can see it's just simply switching these out. You can see how large the cards are. I mean, they're pretty big. So Rasha Nesterovic. Let's actually keep Chris Bosh in there. And we'll put Rasha in at the center position. You can play players in any position that you want to in this game. Just, know that you have a 3 defensive player potentially against Carlos Boozer, who is a 7. So you're kind of trying to find matchups, but you're also trying to find, get players into the game in their natural positions as much as possible. So the last 3 minutes of this quarter, we're going to play with our backups here just to get them playing time and get them minutes on the floor. All right, I believe it is Toronto basketball. So Chris Bosh again. 6 is going to be a make. 2 doesn't mean anything on a make, and so Chris Bosh with another bucket. He's basically all of the offense so far for Toronto. A 5 is going to be to Okur, the center. That'll be a miss, but we have a 6. So let's see what happens, the defensive effect. So we have a 6 that's equal to or less than his defense. So that actually means that that is going to be a miss for Okur, but it's going to be a block shot for Chris Bosh. So first block of the game for Chris Bosh, and we put a miss there for Okur. That's going to lead to a fast break. So anytime we have that situation where there's a missed shot and it won't always lead to a fast break, but if it's a 6, like a defensive roll, that's going to lead to a fast break. So we have a 3. That is the small forward, and 3 is a dunk. So the small forward is Matt Harpering as he flushes it. I have to add him to the thing here. So Harpering with the flush, and Utah gets to 30 in the first quarter. 6, we're going to go back to Chris Bosh. We have another 3-point shot. That again is a 3-pointer for Chris Bosh. A 5, it doesn't mean anything. So Chris Bosh, 2 for 2 from 3, and that assist will go to the center. So that's him, no assist on the play. And if the player rolls his own number for the assist, then it's going to be no assist on the play. We got Matt Harpering again. We got a 6, so we'll pay attention to that. We have a 4. That's not going to be a 3-point shot because it's greater than his 3-point range, but it is less than or equal to his offensive number, so that'll be a 2-point shot. We have a 6 on a make. That means that we roll the defensive roll again, and we look at Jason Kapono's defense. So only snake eyes is going to mean that he misses the shot. So not a great defender, Jason Kapono. So Harpering with a couple of quick buckets, and the lead is 14 for Utah here in the first quarter. We got a 2, Carlos Delfino. Delfino with a 6, that's going to be a miss, but we have a 6 here, so let's see. A 4 is greater than Kyle Carver's defense, so that's just going to lead to a fast break. So Delfino. With the miss, we have a fast break coming the other way. This will be Matt Harpering again, and this time he spots up for a 3-pointer and drains it. So Harpering with 7 quick points off the bench, and Utah is putting the whooping on the Toronto Raptors here. This is Carlos Delfino again with the shot. Another miss. This will be a miss 3, and a 5 is going to be a rebound battle between Matt Harpering and Jason Kapono. So Harpering with a 3, Kapono with a 4, and so he's going to get the offensive rebound. And we'll stay here with the Toronto Raptors. Chris Bosh with the basketball. That's going to be a miss. 5 is going to be another rebound battle that goes between the TJ Ford and Darren Williams. So a 7 to a 6. So Darren Williams with the defensive board. And coming back the other way, 1 minute and 20 seconds left In the first quarter, 35-18 is our score. We got Paul Millsap going to take a shot. And that'll be a miss from Paul Millsap. Another rebound battle. This time it will be the high defensive rebounder, which is... I'm sorry, the high defense. So that's going to be Chris Bosh and Mehmet Okur. So Bosh with a 7 and Okur with a 7. So this is a good opportunity to explain a tie on a rebound. So basically it's a jump ball situation, and we resolve this just like we did with the initial tip. So we're going to roll 1 for Okur, 1 for Bosh. We have, and 5 plus 4 is 9, 6 plus 5 is 11, and the tip goes to Chris Bosh. So possession to the Raptors. Chris Bosh is going to take a shot again. A 7 is right on his number. A 2 doesn't mean anything, so Chris Bosh, another bucket. And he's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 18 of their 20 points here in the first quarter as he's going off. And he's going to need to go off because they don't have much firepower on offense. Paul Millsap is the shooter here with 4. 3 is going to be a bucket, and Paul Millsap with the 2-pointer as we have the Jazz take their last shot of the quarter. They've had a really hot shooting quarter. Not a lot of good defense over here to be able to stop them. A 5 is going to go to Chris Bosh one more time. Let's see if he can make it an even 22 or 23 for the quarter. He won't. He takes a 3 and he misses it. A 2 on a miss is going to be a foul. That'll be the 3rd team foul. We won't let it end on a miss like that. So it's going to be Carlos Delfino. Delfino with a 3-pointer. That's going to be off the mark. And a 5 is going to be just a miss. So last shot, if it's a missed shot, I just count that as like a miss at the buzzer kind of thing. So Delfino with the missed 3. And that's where it stands. 37-20 is our score after the first quarter. And let's here for the rest of the game. I'm not gonna excuse me, I'm not gonna worry too much about rebounds and assists and things like that. I'm just gonna play it out kind of as quickly as I can play it, just to show you kind of a change of speed. All right, it'll be Utah basketball coming out of the quarter. And getting the ball, taking it. Oh, actually, let's get our starters back in the game. All right, so let's try that again. And starters are all back in the game. It's Utah ball. It's going to go to Kirilenko. Kirilenko with a 6, and that's going to be a missed shot. Coming back the other way. It'll be Andrea Bargnani. A 9 is going to be a miss. A 3 is going to be nothing. Carlos Boozer with the ball for the Jazz. A 3 is going to be a make, and a 4 is no defensive effect. So Carlos Boozer for 2 points. Bargnani again. This is a battle of the number 4s. This will be a missed 3-pointer, and he's going to get fouled. So that's going to be 3 shots for Bargnani, who is a 10. He misses the first, makes the second, misses the third. Wow, they just can't buy points. So let's mark that down. They do get someone other than Chris Bosh to score. This will be Ronnie Brewer. Brewer with a miss, and a 4 is a rebound battle to the 4s. So Boozer and Bargnani, a 4 to a 13. So that'll be an offensive rebound for Carlos Boozer. And the shot will come from Mehmet Okur. That's going to be a 3-point shot from the big man, who does shoot threes fairly well. So that's going to be a 3-point basket for Mehmet Okur as he steps out. And we head back the other way. Bargnani again, trying to feed him the ball. He's going to miss, and a miss with a 3 is nothing. 10:20 left in the second quarter, and we have a 6. Let's go ahead and get the ball to Darren Williams. It's not getting it in the natural flow of the offense, so we'll feed it to him. A 5 is going to be a potential make. Remember, on a 6, we can roll for the defense. It has to be a 3 or less. It's a 7, and Darren Williams with 4 points in the game. Coming back the other way is Toronto. It's Jamario Moon is going to miss the shot. We have a 6. So an 8 is greater than 5, so that's just going to be a miss for Moon. And we go back the other way with a fast break. On the fast break, it is Ronnie Brewer with the layup at the basket. And so Brewer's going to put it up and in on the fast break. Come back the other way. Bargnani again. A 5 is going to be a missed shot, but he does get fouled, so he'll go to the line for 2. He makes 1, and he makes 2. And it is a 21-point lead for Utah early on here. Mehmet Okur is going to take another 3. He's going to miss this one, though. And 10 is greater than this defensive number. So that's going to lead to a fast break for Toronto. And that will be Chris Bosh with a 3-pointer. He shoots 3, so I'm not going to deny him that. Often with a big man who has like a low number, a 1 or a 2, you know, especially if it's a 1, I'm just going to give him a layup or a dunk or something like that. So coming back the other way, it will be Utah ball. Ronnie Brewer again. 7 is going to be a miss. A 5 is going to be a rebound battle. This is going to go to the 4s. So Carlos Boozer and Bargnani, a 5 and a 13. So offensive board to Carlos Boozer. The shot's going to go to Kirilenko. The shot is made by Andre Kirilenko. So good job by Carlos Boozer to keep that possession alive for the Jazz, and they add 2 more. Bargnani again. A 6 is going to be another miss, and a 4 is a rebound battle. This will be between the 3s. Kirilenko and Moon. So a 12 and an 11, and Jamario Moon comes down with the ball. 8.5 minutes left in the first half. This will be a shot for Jose Calderon. A 5 is going to be a bucket for Jose Calderon. He's got 4 in the game. And Toronto cuts the lead to 18. Let's see if they have a little comeback in them. Andre Kirilenko with the shot. 9 is going to be a miss, but a 2 is going to be a foul on Toronto. First team foul of the second quarter. And this will be Ronnie Brewer. Brewer with the 6. That's going to be a miss. Let's see if that was something on the other end. It's greater than 3, so no steal. But what it is, it's going to lead to a fast break. So Brewer's miss is picked up. The fast break that was a 4, and that'll be the power forward with a 2-point jumper. So Bargnani with a 2-point basket on the break as he's come alive here in the second quarter. So they needed somebody other than Chris Bosh, and so Bargnani is the one. This will go to Mehmet Okur. Okur with another 3-point miss, and he gets fouled. So he's going to go to the line for 3. 1, 2, and 3. So good job by Okur. This is going to go to Jose Calderon. 7 is going to be off the mark, but he does get fouled, so he's going to go to the line. So I should include those. I'm keeping track of team fouls best I can. He's going to make the first, and he's going to make the second. You can see it's 11, but his free throw is 11. So pretty high there. And the lead is 17 for Utah. It'll be Kirilenko again with the shot. 12 is going to be a missed 3, but he gets fouled. So a couple of bad decisions there. That's me 1, 2, and 3 makes for Kirilenko. You could play that as a 3-point shot, a not 3-point shot. It's kind of up to you. 4, Bargnani. Another 3-pointer. This one's going to be off the mark. He's fouled before the shot, so that's going to be the second team foul for the Utah Jazz. And it's Bargnani again. He gets another crack at it. He's going to miss. And let's see, a 10. It's greater than Boozer's number, so that's just going to be a miss, leading to a fast break. And it'll be the center with a 3-pointer. So here is one. Mehmet Okur is good enough to be shooting that, so he's trailing down the floor, and he stops and pops for 3 on the fast break. And Utah with everything working in this one. Anthony Parker with an opportunity. That's going to be a miss. And a 3 is nothing. So Parker having a tough night. Back the other way, the Jazz have it. It's Darren Williams with the shot. 6 is going to be up and in, and 1. So he makes the free throw for the 3-point play. He's got 7 in the game. And we are at 6 minutes left in the quarter. Utah rolling in this one. Chris Bosh with the shot. An 8 is going to be a missed 3, and 3 doesn't mean anything. So Chris Bosh misses his first shot of the game, and it will be Ronnie Brewer on the other end. Brewer with an 11 is going to be a miss, but he does get fouled before the shot. That'll be team foul number 3 on Toronto. Andre Kirilenko with a 3-point shot. That's going to be off the mark. 4 is a rebound battle between the 4s. So Boozer, Bargnani, a 9 to a 10. And so because of Boozer's high defensive rating, he's actually going to get the offensive rebound there. And that will be, it was a 3-point shot for Kirilenko. And the ball is going to stay here. A 6 we get to choose. Let's get it back to, let's get to Carlos Boozer. He hasn't shot for a while. 11 is going to be a miss. A 6 is greater than the defense, so that's going to be a miss, leading to a fast break. And on the break, it's going to be Anthony Parker with the 3-pointer. So Anthony Parker drains the spot up 3 on the fast break. And puts tries to get Toronto back in this one. It should have been 2 possessions there. We have a 5. That's going to be Mehmet Okur with the shot. He's going to miss, but he gets fouled. So that's going to be 1 free throw, 2 free throws for Okur. And that is the 4th team foul for the Raptors. So 4th team foul puts them, they're now in the bonus. Any free throw or non-free throw foul is going to lead to some free throw attempts. For the Raptors, it's a 4, Bargnani. A 6, that's a miss, but we have a foul before the shot. 3rd team foul for the Jazz. Jamario Moon takes his shot. That's going to be a miss. A miss with a 4 is a rebound battle. So that's a battle between the number 2s, and that's a 4 and that's a 5. So it's going to be a Defensive rebound for Ronnie Brewer. And we go back the other way. Who was it? Tomorrow Moon? Moon is 0 for the day. Let's start this again. It'll be Kirilenko with the shot. That's going to be a missed 3-point shot for Kirilenko. He's 1 for 3 from 3-point line. And a missed shot. There's a 4. That'll be a defensive battle. So Ronnie Brewer and Anthony Parker, a 9 to a 5. And that's going to be another offensive board for Ronnie Brewer. Carlos Boozer with the shot. A 9 is going to be a miss. You get another battle. 4 is between our 4s. So a 7 and an 11. Another offensive rebound for Carlos Boozer. Mehmet Okur with a 3-point shot. He's not going to make it. That's actually a missed 3. And foul before the shot. So there's no shot on the play. Ball will stay here. A 6, let's give it to Darren Williams. A 7 is going to be a miss, and a 3 is nothing. So finally, the Toronto defense holds. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. Anthony Parker with the ball. 7 is going to be a missed offensive shot. A 6, we look at the defense. There's nothing there, so that's just going to be a miss for Parker, and that leads to a fast break. On the fast break, it'll be the small forward with a layup plus a foul. So Kirilenko with the bucket, he's fouled, and he's going to go to the line for a shot. He makes it. That's a 3-point play for Andrei Kirilenko. And coming back the other way is Jamario Moon. 3, that's going to be a bucket for Moon. His first 2 of the game. The lead is 26 here at the close of the second quarter. 3 will be Kirilenko again. 6 is off the mark, and a 2 is another foul. So we'll stay here, and it's going to be Carlos Boozer with the shot. Boozer makes it. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 12 points here in the first half. And coming back the other way, it'll be Anthony Parker, the shooting guard. 6 is going to be a miss, but a 2 is a foul. So that's a 14 foul. That's going to put Utah in the bonus, or I guess Toronto in the bonus. 6, let's get it back to Chris Bosh. Bosh is going to have a make here. And Bosh has been most of their offense in the first half. We're at the 3-minute mark. Let's go ahead and get our backups back in the game. All right, backups are back in the game. And I'm just going to go with Utah ball because I don't remember. Darren Williams with the shot. And 9 is going to be a miss, but he does get fouled. So he goes to the line for 2 shots. That's going to be 2 more for Darren Williams. .245 left in the half. It's TJ Ford with the ball, former Texas Longhorn standout. He is going to miss the 3. And a 2 is going to be a foul. That's going to be a team foul on Utah. He was fouled before the shot, so this is a 1-and-1. He makes the first, and he makes the second. So TJ Ford. For 2 points. Kyle Korver gets his first shot at it. He takes a 3-pointer, and that's going to be up and in for 3 from Kyle Korver, who that was one of his specialties, shooting a 3. So I don't think I gave them 2. We'll double check the scores at halftime. We got a 6. Let's get this to Carlos Boozer down low against Rasha Nesterovic. A 7 is going to be up and in for Carlos Boozer, who's had a nice first half. Utah running away with this one. And it's TJ Ford again. A 6 is going to be a miss, but he Actually, I didn't do that. So TJ Ford, that'll be a make, and a 2 is going to be nothing. So a little bit of instant offense for Toronto off the bench. It'll be Paul Millsap now with the ball. This is it won't be a 3-pointer because his 3-point is only a 1, so he's not a real 3-point shooter, Paul Millsap. But 2 does go in, and 5 is nothing. So Millsap with 4 points in the game. And we're going to go to, let's get the ball back to Ford. He's about our only good option. He's going to make it. And TJ Ford, another bucket here. And that draws them within 27. So we got a 3. That's Matt Harpring. And Harpring with a 6 is going to be a miss. And so Matt Harpring, his first miss of the day. We got 40 seconds left, 1 possession for each team. We got a 1 here. Get over here, guys. We got a 1 that's going to go to TJ Ford again. Ford is going to miss, and a 3 on a miss is nothing. So last shot of the quarter for the Jazz will be Carlos Boozer down low. An 8 is going to be a miss, and we won't consider anything else, just that that's a miss at the buzzer. And so Boozer only his second miss of the game, but that's going to take us to the third quarter. 72-45 is our score. Let me just double check real quick that that's the score we have. All right, so score at the half is going to be 75-46, and let me get all of our starters back in the game. All right, all of our starters are back in the game. It's going to be Toronto ball as we start the third quarter. Let's start it right. Chris Bosh with the basketball. A 9 is going to be a miss, so that's no good. And Utah ball, it'll be Mehmet Okur, and a 7 is going to be a miss for them. That's going to be a rebound battle between the 3. So Karolinko and Moon, a 10 to a 7, and that'll be a defensive rebound for Toronto. Anthony Parker is going to take the shot. That's going to be up and in for Anthony Parker, as Toronto tries to dig their way back into this one. 4 is Carlos Boozer. Boozer with a miss. It's going to be another rebound battle, this time between the point guards. Brewer and Parker, a 6 to a 6. That's going to be a tie, a jump ball between these two guys, so we'll do it again. And a 6 to a 6. And you can say when there's a tie on a jump ball, you can do a couple things. You can say that the home team gets the ball. You can re-jump and just say, well, the referee threw the ball up wrong. Like, that can be the narrative. I'm just going to go super easy because I don't want to keep doing a tie. And we'll just go with the home team with the ball. And so it's Chris Bosh again. And a 7 is up and in, but we have a chance for the defense to make some sort of play here. So 1 to 5, it's a 6, and Chris Bosh with the bucket. 1 to 5 would have been a miss, but Chris Bosh on the contested shot puts it up and in. 2 for Ronnie Brewer. So an 8, that's a missed 3-point shot for Ronnie Brewer. And we're back the other way. Utah, a little cold here to start the second half. Tamario Moon is going to miss the shot. This will be a defensive board. And so this is going to go to the high defensive player. So that's going to be our power forwards, Carlos Boozer and Bargnani. So an 11 to a 4. That'll be an offensive rebound to the Jazz. And Carlos Boozer goes right back up with it. He's going to miss, and we have another rebound battle. This time Boozer again. So he goes right back up with it. He misses, and he's going to get his own rebound again. This time it will be kicked out to Darren Williams. Come on now. So the ball's kicked out to Darren Williams. Darren Williams misses, but that's going to be a foul before the shot. So So ball stays here. Ronnie Brewer with the shot. He's going to miss, but he does get fouled. So drives to the basket and gets fouled. He makes the first and misses the second. Brewer, a 9 on his free throw, is okay, not a great free throw shooter. So we're going to have a make and a miss. And it'll be Toronto ball. 6, we're going to go to Bosch. A 10 is going to be a miss. And let's see, a 7. That's going to be a miss leading to a fast break. And on the break, it'll be the power forward with a 2-point jumper. So Carlos Boozer pulls up on the break and knocks home the jumper for 2. 78-50 is our score. Jose Calderon, point guard. 7 is going to be a miss, and that's going to lead to a fast break. So another fast break for the Jazz. This time it is Kirilenko who takes it to the bucket. He makes the shot and gets fouled, and that's going to be another 3-point play on the break for Kirilenko. And just relentless on the fast break is the Utah Jazz in this one. Bagnani with a miss, but he gets fouled before the shot. So we'll stay here. And this will be Anthony Parker. Parker is going to make the shot. So good shot there from Parker. And 81-52. This is going to go to Mehmet Okur. Okur is going to miss the 3. He gets fouled though. And he's going to make 1, 2, and 3. Again, you can make that a 3-point play or not. Okur shoots 3s, so that's the second time he's been fouled on a 3-pointer. So if that's not the narrative you want in the game, just keep it out. Chris Bosh with a shot. This is going to be a miss, but he does get fouled. So that's going to be a foul on Utah. And he makes the first, and he makes the second. So Chris Bosh with a couple of makes there. I'm not sure if I counted Okur's 3s, but we'll rectify it. All right, this is Carlos Boozer with the shot. Boozer is going to go up and in. Carlos Boozer with a nice game. 8:15 left in the third. This one running away from Toronto. This will be Chris Bosh with another make, or potential make. A 5 is equal to or less than the defender's defense rating. So that means that he stops the shot. So it's a contested shot that causes a miss from Chris Bosh. Coming back the other way, it'll be Kirilenko. Kirilenko with the bucket. Kirilenko's also had a nice game in this one. And at this point, it's kind of a blowout. Jose Calderon, he's going to take a 3-point shot, and he's going to drain it. $7:20 left in the quarter. We got a 2. This is Ronnie Brewer. Brewer with the miss and a contested rebound for the big man. Chris Bosh with a 10. Mehmet Okur with a 9. So that's going to go to the Raptors. And we are at the 7-minute mark. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and put in the subs here for the rest of the game, just because this one is way out of hand, and so we'll just let them get a lot more playing time. We'll put Boozer at the center, Millsap here, Kirilenko, Harpering. So it'll be a little bit of garbage time here for the Utah Jazz. And might give Toronto a chance to get back into this one. We'll see. All right. So I think it's Toronto ball. And we'll go with Bargnani. Bargnani with a miss, but that's going to be a foul. Non-shooting foul, third team foul for the Utah Jazz. This will be Jamario Moon with the miss, but he does get fouled. So he goes to the line for 2. Makes the first and makes the second. And the lead is 27 for the Jazz. This will be Matt Harpring with the shot. He's going to miss, but it's a foul. Third team foul on the Raptors. This will be Paul Millsap with a shot. A 4 is going to be up and in and 1. So he gets the shot to go, and he gets the foul. He puts in the free throw, and even the backups are just better than Toronto. So Chris Bosh with the miss, but he gets fouled before the shot. That's team foul number 4. The next foul is going to lead to a 1-and-1. Anthony Parker with the shot. An 8 is going to be off the mark, and a 3 is nothing. So Anthony Parker with the miss. 6 minutes left in the third. This is going to go to Carlos Boozer. So Boozer with a 2-point shot. So that's within his offensive range, and a 5 is nothing. So Carlos Boozer with a bucket. 5:45 left in the quarter. It's going to go to Chris Bosh. Bosh with a 3-pointer. 6. Actually, it won't be a 3, right? Because it's greater than this, but it's less than his offensive rating. So potential make here. Let's see. 1-7 for Boozer. It's a 6, and they just can't get it to drop. Bosh on the contested 2-pointer is going to miss. Good defense from Carlos Boozer, and it's Paul Millsap on the other end. 9 is going to be a miss, but he's going to go to the line for 2. He makes the first, and he makes the second. That's a 14 foul. And coming back the other way are the Raptors. 6 will go back to Chris Bosh. 7 is going to be a make. And Chris Bosh comes back after a couple of misses and puts in a 2-pointer. This will be Darren Williams, who hasn't had his hands on the ball a lot in this game, but he's going to take a 3-point shot. Actually, it's a 2. It's at his offensive number, and Darren Williams with another bucket. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 in the game. Averages 18 per game. And this will go to Jose Calderon. 7 is a miss, but he gets fouled. So he goes to the line for 2 shots. It's going to be 2 made shots. And the lead is 34 for Utah. 4 is going to be Paul Millsap. And Millsap is going to miss the shot. That's a 1. That's going to be a go to the line for 2. He misses the first, and he misses the second. Youch. So wasted possession there for Utah. And let's see if Toronto can capitalize. This is Jamario Moon. Moon is going to miss. You can see just not a lot of good offensive players, good offensive options for Toronto. 1 is going to be back to Darren Williams, and he's going to miss again. This time we're checking the defense. That'll be a miss that leads to a fast break. 4 is going to be the power forward, Bargnani, and the 6 is a turnover. So even when they get what they want, they get a bad play. So let's get our subs in for Toronto, see if maybe they can do something. All right, Toronto subs are in. And I believe it's Jazz ball. So 2 Is that right? I don't know. Let's give it to the Raptors. 2 is Carlos Delfino. I can't remember whose ball it was. That's going to be a miss for Delfino. Delfino 0 for the day. 2:45 left here in the third quarter. This is Matt Harpering. Harpering with a 4. That's going to be a potential bucket. We're going to roll against Capono. Capono is not stopping anybody. And Matt Harpering with the deuce. It'll be Jason Capono, former UCLA forward, and he is going to miss, but he gets fouled, so he goes to the free throw line, makes the first, and misses the second. And coming back the other way, Utah, this will be Paul Millsap taking the shot. A 4, man, even they're just rolling low. So Millsap with the shot, a 5 for Nesterovic. He is not able to make a stop on the contested shot, so Millsap puts it up and in. 2 minutes left as Utah passes the 100-point mark. We're going to get the ball to Chris Bosh for the Raptors. He's going to miss again, but he does get fouled. He goes to the line. He's a 10 free throw shooter, so good, excellent free throw shooter. And Bosh puts in 2 more. Bosh has basically been their offense in this game. Utah ball, Carlos Boozer, former Duke star, and he has a 6. A 6 is going to be up and in. Boozer with the bucket. Very efficient. He's only missed 2 shots out of 13. So he's 11 of 13. And a very efficient game for him. 6. Let's see, a 3. 3 is going to be Jason Capono again. A 4 is going to be up and in as Capono with 3 points now. 1 minute left here in the half. A 4. Let's get it over to Kyle Korver. Korver is going to miss on the 2-point shot. We got a rebound battle. Let's say this is going to be Chris Bosh and Carlos Boozer. That was not a good roll. So an 8 and a 9, and Chris Bosh is going to win that one. Who shot that? I believe that's an offensive board, right? So offensive rebound is going to be TJ Ford getting a shot. A 3 is going to be possibility up and in. Darren Williams is a 3. Ooh, it's a 4. So TJ with another bucket as Toronto gets to 70. And a couple of possessions left here. Let's get this one to Darren Williams. A 6 for Williams is a possibility of up and in. TJ Ford is a 2. So he's not stopping anybody. Darren Williams with the contested bucket. And we got 20 seconds left. Last play. It's going to be a 6. We'll go to Chris Bosh. And it'll be a 4. But potential for Carlos Boozer to stop it. A 5. He does stop that shot. And Chris Bosh with the miss. That's going to take us to the fourth quarter. 105-70 is our score, as the Utah Jazz are taking it to the Toronto Raptors on the road. And let's go ahead and give me a second to tally up the scores. We are at 106-72 heading into the fourth quarter. This has been a offensive struggle fest for everyone in the Toronto Raptor lineup. We're going to keep all the starters out there and just hope that they can make a run here. We'll leave the backups out there for extended playing time for the Utah Jazz. And we'll play out the rest of this one. So fourth quarter action. Let's just go ahead and give it to Toronto out of mercy. TJ Ford with an 8. That's going to be a miss. and it will be nothing on the other end. So TJ Ford misses the shot, and back the other way it's Paul Millsap, who continues to roll low. It's crazy. He's got a 4, and he just keeps making shots. So this is going to be a bucket for Millsap. That's the way it works sometimes, right? It's the roll of the dice. Carlos Delfino, and he, of course, rolls high. And 7 is going to be a miss. That will be leading to a fast break. Delfino yet to make a shot. This will be the point guard, though, with the turnover. So Darren Williams with the turnover on the fast break. That's his first turnover of the game. So it's back the other way with the Raptors. Capono with the ball. 6 is going to be a miss, but he does get fouled. He goes to the line for 2, and he makes 2. First team foul for the Utah Jazz. Kyle Korver with the shot. A 5 is going to be off the mark. And a 7, it leads to a fast break. So Korver, who had a 3 early in the game but hasn't done much since. This is going to be the point guard with a turnover. So TJ Ford with his own turnover on the fast break. And could have been easy points there for the Raptors, but they weren't able to get it. A 3 is going to go to Matt Harpring. Harpring with the miss. It's going to be a rebound battle between Millsap and Nesterovic. And we got a 6 to an 11. So that's going to be an offensive board for Paul Millsap. And they're going to kick the ball out to Kyle Korver. Korver with a miss. And that's going to be another rebound battle. This time between the shooting guards. So Korver follows up his miss, and he's going to get an offensive rebound. Darren Williams gets a crack at it. He's going to be off the mark, but he does get fouled. That's going to be 1, 2 free throws. As he puts them up and in. 9:40 left in the game. Let's get it to Chris Bosh. Bosh is going to put the bucket in. Another 2 points for Bosh. Sorry. That's going to be Paul Millsap. And Millsap finally misses. 6 is going to lead to a fast break. And on the fast break, we get the point guard with a 2-point jumper. So TJ Ford with a bucket. And at the 7-minute mark, we'll get the starters back in there. I don't know that they're any better than what we got right now, but we'll see. Bardnani, definitely not as good. And Parker, a little better player. But we got Darren Williams with the ball. And 7 is going to be a miss for Darren Williams. And Toronto comes back with the basketball. Rasho Nesterovic. Nesterovic with an 8. And the resulting defense is going to lead to a fast break. So fast break coming the other way. This is going to be my choice for who takes the shot. So let's get to Carlos Boozer, and he's going to get the layup plus a foul. So Boozer is going to miss the free throw. So 2 points for Boozer, but he can't complete the 3-point play. Coming back the other way, it's Nesterovic again, and he's going to miss again. And this time it is a foul. A foul before the shot, says the referee. Let's get it to Chris Bosh. 6 is going to be up and in for another bucket for Bosh. Bosh, the only reliable scorer for the Toronto Raptors. Carlos Boozer back the other way. He's going to miss, but he does get fouled. And he makes the first, and he makes the second. I believe first team foul for Toronto. We'll get the ball again to Chris Bosh. An 8 is a miss, and this rebound battle goes to the 4s. So Paul Millsap and Roshan Nesterovic, a 4 and a 7. So that's going to be an offensive board for Paul Millsap. Let's get the ball to Darren Williams as they kick it out. Williams is going to miss, and that's going to be just a straight up miss for Williams. All right, we made it to the 7-minute mark. Let's get in a few players here. I'm thinking Jamario Moon and Anthony Parker. We'll leave Bargnani on the bench, and we will Calderon's probably a better option here than TJ Ford. Okay. All right, and just trying to think what happened on that last play. I think it's going to be Utah basketball. I'll probably watch that back and be like, how did you miss that? But Utah ball, Paul Millsap with the shot, and Paul Millsap again with the bucket and a foul. And he has been on in this game. 115-80. So it's, what is that, a 35-point lead. And this one is Destructo, as Anthony Parker takes it to the rack. He's going to get fouled. And go to the line for 1. A 9 is going to be good. So Parker with the 3-point play. Takes us to 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in this one. Carlos Boozer with the ball. He'll miss on offense. That's going to lead to a rebound battle. The battle is between the 3s. And let's see. Matt Harpering. Pretty good effort. 7 to an 8. And Harpering battles for the loose ball. And it'll be to Paul Millsap. Millsap finally misses one. And another rebound battle. This time between the 2s. Kyle Korver. And Parker is going to win that rebound battle, as Toronto goes back the other way. And it's Parker with the ball on the offense. He's going to miss. And this will be rebounds for the 3s. So Jamario Moon, a 6 and an 11. So Jamario Moon comes up with the ball. Offensive board, back to Parker. Parker's going to miss again, but he gets fouled. He's going to go to the line for 2. And he puts in 2 free throws. Toronto now with a 30-point deficit. This will be Kyle Korver with the ball. Korver misses the shot. The rebound is going to be between Boozer and Bosh. Boozer with a 12, Bosh with a 7, and so that's going to be an offensive rebound for Carlos Boozer, who fights for it. Let's let him go right back up with it, and he does, and that's going to be up and in. So Boozer with the offensive rebound goes right back up with it, and puts it in over Chris Bosh. We have a 4 that's going to go to Rasha Nesterovic. Nesterovic is going to miss, and the rebounds between Boozer and Chris Bosh. So let's do it this way. So Boozer a 10, Bosh is an 11, and he comes down with it. Offensive rebound. This time he out rebounds Carlos Boozer. He's going to go right back up with the shot. 7 is good as he gets the offensive board and the putback. 5:15 left in the game. We have Darren Williams with the ball. Williams is going to miss, and that will lead to a rebound battle. Boozer and Bosh again. And that's going to be a 12 to an 8. So that is Chris Bosh with the defensive board. And we'll get him the ball on the offensive end as well. A 9 is going to be a miss, and so that's going to be a rebound battle for the 2 big men. We'll do it again. So we're going to have a 5 and a 4, so a 12 to a 10, so that'll be a defensive board. Takes us down to the 4:40 mark. It'll be Darren Williams again with another shot. A 6 is going to be up and in plus a foul. So Darren Williams goes to the line, completes the 3-point play. Just the 3rd team foul for the Raptors. But they find themselves down 120 to 87 in this one. Toronto with the ball. It'll be Rasha Nesterovic. Nesterovic is going to miss, but he gets fouled before the shot, says the referee. 4-team foul for the Jazz, and we'll replay that. So it's Chris Bosh with the ball. A 6 is going to be a bucket and 1 as he gets fouled and goes to the line. So 2 plus 1, that's a 3-point play. Gives them 90 for the game. 4 minutes, and right at 4 minutes left in the game. It'll be Carlos Boozer with the ball. Boozer's going to miss, but referee says foul before the shot. Utah now in the bonus. Both teams in the bonus. Kyle Korver takes a shot. He's going to make it, and that is a 2-point bucket for Kyle Korver. He's got 5 in the game. 122 to 90 is our score. Anthony Parker taking the shot. 6 is going to be off the mark, but they say he's fouled. 5th team foul, so that means that he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Good free throw shooter. He makes the first, and he makes the second. I'm sorry, he was going to the line for a 1-and-1, but he makes both free throws. He's now 6 for 8 from the line. Back the other way, it's Matt Harpering. He's going to take a shot. He's going to miss, and Harpering is off the mark. Chris Bosh takes a shot. Possible defensive interference here with a contested shot, and Carlos Boozer causes the miss again. Boozer playing good defense on Chris Bosh as much as he's given up. He's actually prevented Bosh from scoring a little bit, and Matt Harpering with another shot. Harpering off the mark again leads to a rebound battle between the point guards. So Calderon and Williams, a 7 and a 7, and we got a tie ball. They're tied up, so we got to do a jump ball. So we'll use this one here and use this one here. 7 to a 9, and the tip goes to Darren Williams. And let's go ahead and stay here. We're going to do a possession though. So on the jump ball, we'll do a possession because the possession's over. So we got a 4. That'll be Paul Millsap with the shot, and he puts it in for the bucket and the foul. I'm only laughing because he has a 4, but he just keeps putting the ball into the basket. And that's a 3-point play. And it will be Rasha Nesterovic down the other way. Nesterovic is a possible shot. We have a 1 to 5 for Millsap. Millsap with the denial. Oh man, it's just funny because these low rolls. It's not a very big percentage to roll less than 5 or 4. So Matt Harpring with the shot. It's just like everything going wrong for the Raptors. We get an 8 for Harpring. That's going to be a miss. And it says no, non-shooting foul. So he's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. And that will be a make and a make. So Harpring with 2 more on the free throws. 140 left in this one. The building has emptied out. Chris Bosh, one final effort. He might be denied again. Let's see. A 9. Okay, so he makes the contested shot over Carlos Boozer as they inch their way toward the century mark. We've got a 5 here. This will be Carlos Boozer with the shot. He misses, but he's fouled before the shot. He's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. And he misses the first. And so that's going to negate anything as we head back the other way. Only a few possessions left in this one. This is Chris Bosh padding the stats. He's going to miss, and that leads to a rebound. Rebound battle, we'll say, goes to the big men. So Boozer and Bosh. We got a 9 and a 9. Again, another jump ball. A 4, so 11 to 11. And we'll call that goes to the home team. So it will be Chris Bosh again with the shot. He's going to miss. And that is how he is going to end his game, with a miss. And we'll just say that the Utah Jazz run out the clock there. No need to give them one more shot. So let me total up everything in this game, and we'll come back with the finals. All right, and we close up shop here. This was a blowout win for the Utah Jazz over Toronto, 129-92. And let's see, for the hometown Raptors, it was 42 points for Chris Bosh, 10 off the bench for TJ Ford, Anthony Parker with 17, and Calderon put in 11. For the Utah Jazz, it was Darren Williams with 18. Brewer had 13, Kirilenko 19, Carlos Boozer 28 in the game. Okur had 16, Matt Harpring with 11 points off the bench, including a 3-pointer. Paul Millsap was unconscious in this one, averages 8 points a game. He had 19, but he played quite a bit more than he normally would. And then 5 points off the bench for Kyle Korver, a little bit below his average, but just didn't get a whole lot of shots. So this is the game, and like I said, I have 1972, 1986, and 2008. So 3 sort of totally different eras of basketball. And I'll be releasing this soon. Just want to play a few games and get those under my belt just to make sure that everything is playing okay. You can decide, I'm playing with 40 possessions. You can decide to do more possessions or less. This actually, with the ratings the way they are, is it's about right. I didn't do the shooting statistics over here, but I could certainly put those together just to make sure that everything is in line. Typically, everything has been in line. You're shooting somewhere around 50% for most of the teams. Obviously, Paul Millsap never missing is going to really help things. Carlos Boozer, he only missed a couple of shots, and but there were some misses for other players along the way. Again, if you have a better defensive team, Moon is going to have an opportunity really to cut down the small forward scoring, which he didn't do much against Kirilenko, but Kirilenko got out on the break a few times to put in some easy baskets. So this is the game. Again, the cards, you can see the cards are, I don't know, whatever that is, 3x4, 2.5 by 3.5, something like that. So pretty good sized cards and nice, easy writing to be able to see everything. There's not a lot of statistics or a lot of values in the game. So these are just generally your gameplay values here. And then you have some stats to make some decisions or to just see how they do right here. And those are, you're going to get every single player that gets into a game. I didn't show. Could have put in some of these players here, who just, Jason Hart played in 57 games, CJ Miles, 60 games, Giracek, 20 games. So I could have put in some of these guys. Jaron Collins, 10 minutes a game, but he played in 70 games, so he probably would have been a good rotation piece as well. So you can kind of look and see. Ronnie Price, only 10 minutes a game, but again, he played in 60 games. So I could have done a lot more in terms of having backup players and stuff like that. So you can really set your rotations. You can set out like a top 10 and just have, 10 guys rotating in and out. I didn't keep any individual statistics here, but you can get a sense of the game flow. And once you kind of get into it, if you're not really keeping very many of the stats, you could see that the game would move very quickly. I was going to say something, but I can't remember what I was going to say. But anyway, we'll just finish this one up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, click on subscribe. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up. That helps me to know that this is something you enjoy. If you made it to the end of the video, good for you, because this was really a blowout win, but you can kind of see how the game moves along. That was the whole point. Utah, I don't know where they were in terms of the standings. Let's see. Basketball Reference, we'll say 2008. And our standings here in the West, Utah was the, what was that, third, fourth, fifth best team. Number one in the Northwest Division, and against the Raptors, who were second, but they only played 500 ball. So they were second to the Celtics by a lot, 25 games back. So they weren't exactly burning up the East. They averaged 100 points a game. They were almost right on their average, but typically played better defense, less than 100 a game. Utah, 106 points per game, so a little bit higher scoring for them is not unheard of. So the teams behaved about the way that they should have behaved. I would have expected a little bit more from the Toronto Raptors, but just quite a few misses. Moon just didn't have a very good game. Bargnani played decently at times, and Parker really kept them afloat. Calderon, not really. And they didn't get anything off of the bench except for TJ Ford, who is just really an offensive type of player. So this game went about how I would have drawn it up. I would have expected to be somewhere between a 15 and 20 point win for Utah, but instead it turns out to be 37 as they crush the Toronto Raptors. So let me know what you think about the game. Again, I will be releasing those 3 seasons that I just told you, 72, 86, and 2008, and you'll be able to try those out. For sure, if you are part of the Facebook group, you'll be able to get those files from Facebook in the files section of the group. If you haven't joined, just go to Facebook groups, look up Clark and Addison Gaming Company, and answer a few questions agree to the group rules. You have to do those things, otherwise I won't let you in. And then if you do that, then I'll let you right in, and you'll have access to not only things about this game, but it'll be more things about all the games that we produce. If you're not familiar with the other games that we make, you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, clarkandaddisongaming.com, and you can check out all the games that are in production and for sale. I've got another game called Top of the Key, and if you're in the Facebook group, you can go to the file section there and download Top of the Key. Top of the Key is more, how do you say, complex, complicated, much more complicated game and complex game. And while I got you here, I've got another. This was another game that I was working with the AI to create, and this is a more complex game. So you can see here, again, also ratings, but the ratings are based off of a 2d10 system, so 1 to 100. So more complex and complicated game. They also have these kind of special ratings for the different players. Hope you can see that. It's Manu Ginobili. So on a fast break, he gets plus 10 to his drive. So it'd be 58 instead of 48. So that type of thing. But these are the cards there for that. Nazi Muhammad, Brent Berry, even guys here. So, he gets a plus 5 to his 3-point shooting, just because he has like some special ratings. These are the Lakers. Devin George. Let's see. Here's Shaq. So 92 on offense, 95 on defense, plus 2 to 2-point field goals when he's in the post. And Kobe gets a plus 10 to his scoring in the final 5 minutes. You see a 95 on offense, 80 on defense. Just a terrific player there. So that's a more complex. Karl Malone, I don't know if you remember, speaking of the Jazz, Karl Malone and Gary Payton on this 2005, I want to say 2005, 2016. Oh, 2005. So, but that one is quite a bit more complex, and so you're going to have the ability to do different things as far as driving to the basket, and it's just got a little bit more complexity to the game, and I'll just have to get back into that one at some point. I don't know if that's the direction the Top of the Key needs to go, or if it should just stay where it is. Right now I really like it, but I know it's a lot of rolling, so it's just a more complex system, game engine. And this one, very simple and simplified, easy to play. I really like it, and the sets are easy to create. I could do one a day, and within the span of 2 or 3 months, if I was doing one a day, I'd be able to knock out the history of the NBA. So I feel like this is has some legs to it. Let me know what you think about the gameplay. If you see something and you're like, oh, if you just tweak this, that might be a little bit better or easier, then let me know that as well. All right, I've taken up enough of your time so far. I appreciate everybody's support, and for all my subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Hopefully continue to bring really good content and interesting things. Again, this is AI generated, so the AI has done probably 90% of the work in this game, and I put in another 10% of just me looking at it and kind of moving it around. Some things were just me putting it into ChatGPT and saying, add this or do this. They were my ideas, and then some of it was just me doing a little bit of grunt work on the spreadsheets. So, but the formulas for the ratings, the way that those are done, that's all through ChatGPT. I just applied the formulas to the statistics for the year. I added in obviously the logos and stuff like that, and created the cards. But otherwise, ChatGPT came up with almost the entire system for the mechanics of how all the different things work. I kind of whittled it down a little bit from what the AI originally had said. Let's do this. I talked a little bit about it on the Facebook group. So if you're part of the Clark and Addison Facebook group, you can go on there and you can see on my posting about this game, I put a little bit, somebody asked questions about like what prompts did I use for the AI and stuff like that. So I talked a little bit about my process through there, and maybe in a different video I can walk through what that process was with the AI, and just how my experience of designing alongside the AI designer, and kind of the back and forth that happens there. And AI is a good tool. It's not as awesome as it seems, but then it's also more awesome than it seems. So it's kind of a mixed bag when you're dealing with ChatGPT or any other AI. To be able, if you tried to create anything, you'll know it usually doesn't go as you thought it was going to go. So that's just kind of where that is. But I'm trying to get a sense of how can it be used in game design, and there are definitely some things that it's really good at, and I will use those for the future. And then there are some other things that it's not very good at, or maybe it just leaves some things to be desired. It's not like working with a human. It's not like engineering where you sort of start at a basic MVP and then you just kind of add features. It doesn't work quite like that, like you would if you were working with another person. So it's an interesting process, and I've tried it with multiple different sports. I've got a couple of really good ideas that I bounced off of the AI, and the AI kind of created the foundation for those. And so I'll be unveiling those probably sometime over the next year as I continue to work on those projects. One of them is pretty exciting. It's a kind of like Lords of Baseball, if you're familiar with that sort of Euro style gaming for sports. We're going to have kind of a team building, league building. It's a little bit like the game 11, which is a football, soccer, world football simulation, football. And so it's going to be a little bit like that, but with professional football. So kind of a Euro style gaming, part deck builder, part resource gathering, and multiple different ways to try to win the game, that kind of thing, except with American football. So we're going to try to get that up and running. If you're interested at all in helping with that, I'm probably going to need just people who are more experienced gamers to kind of help with that, or think about how that goes. Not exactly sure even where to start with that. I'm not a huge Euro gamer, although I do like games like Ticket to Ride and stuff like that. But just trying to kind of wrap my head around what a real board game like that would look like, and then trying to deliver that via PDF. How would that look? So we'll have to just kind of see about that. But those are plans for the future. Also, I've had an idea a long time for a college football game where you do a full like recruiting system and stuff like that, and then it's got a career mode in it where you can pick up new seasons, and new players are going to come in every year that you can purchase, and sort of add them to the mix as part of your recruiting process and stuff like that. So I've had that idea in the works for, I don't know, 2.5 years now, and I've got some concepts and stuff like that, but I haven't really gotten back into it. It's a lot to think about whenever you have so many moving parts to a game. So when you see a game that's really well done, just know that there's a lot of work that goes into making the game make sense and making it all kind of work out in the end, so that all paths lead to a realistic, or at least that each path is valuable, kind of getting to that outcome. So definitely, be thankful the way that people put into work for those games. All right, so I'm going to finish this one up, and it is time. And so again, if you haven't subscribed, just click on subscribe. There will be more content always coming, and always working on something new. I also have 2024 Precision Baseball in the works. The spreadsheets are mostly finished. and I'll just have to look and see if there's any ballparks that need to be done, and do the player cards for that. Otherwise, I think the process is pretty good for that. It's just it's still some manual labor that has to go into that. It's a lot of players, and it's all splits, and there's just a lot of things to kind of check and to make sure of with that game. So it doesn't go quite as quickly, and it's been on the back burner. My mind will turn more toward baseball, once we get past the Super Bowl and football's kind of finished. I'm mostly finished with the 1984 season of play action football. So maybe I can have that done by the Super Bowl. I don't know. But that one is a lot of fun. And I've got 85, 91, 2007, and 2024 available right now. So those are ready to go. And also just need to proof the 1972 Major League Baseball season for the Pocket Edition of On Base Baseball. So that one is an iron in the fire that just needs to be proofed. And maybe I have a trip coming up for the next few days. So maybe on that trip I can just kind of look through the cards. And then once I feel satisfied that there aren't any mistakes or anything like that on the cards, I can just click publish, and then that'll be ready. So maybe early next week you can begin to order that 1972 baseball season, and we'll see how that goes, how busy I'll be over the next few days. So lots of things going. And if you have any questions or comments, or if you just want to reach out, you can email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. Clark and Addison Gaming, the word and at gmail.com. And then, I'm happy to get right back to you. Try to be really on it. I know that's not always everybody's experience with most of these companies dealing with in this hobby, but let me know what you think. I really want to know, is this something you're interested in? I think it is a game that you can play in an hour if you wanted to, as long as you weren't keeping all the stats. I mean, I think it's going to take an hour and a half probably if you want to do all the stats and stuff. But if you just want to knock out a game, I think it can play really quickly, which is, I think, the holy grail of basketball games. Can I have all the plays? Can I write down the stats? Can I play it in an hour? That's sort of kind of what everybody's looking for, that you could play a game like that just when you have an extra hour. So hopefully that fits the bill. This fits the bill, and kind of finds a nice niche-y sweet spot for a lot of gamers. All right. I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.